For the past 6 days, my friend Lovell and I trained like K-pop idols. And you may ask yourself the question, why on earth would you do that? And the answer is simple. She asked me to.
Anti-fragile, anti-fragile.
1 week later.
The only kind of like boot camp that I've ever done was like Navy boot camp.
Which was hard.
Which was harder. I was actually dying.
So, what does training like a K-pop idol look like? Well, I would put training into 3 major categories right now. The first is conditioning, the second is practice, and the third is performance. What is conditioning? Well, conditioning is, when you condition your body to be able to withstand certain things. For this camp, we focused on 2 main things for conditioning. We focused on core strength, and we focused on overall endurance. For core, we did things such as crunches, planks, and the all-holy leg raises. I love them so much. If you want abs, if you want to strengthen your core, leg raises are like the best way in my personal experience. Oh my goodness, they hurt so much, but they are so amazing. I love them. For endurance, we did stuff like running, jumping jacks, high knees, stuff like that. The second category is practice. This is what you're usually thinking of when you think about how K-pop idols work. You know, there's dancing. They're dancing a lot. They're cleaning a lot. And like, I feel like that's all we see in a lot of K-pop documentaries is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? It's like all you see, but I would say conditioning is such an important behind the scenes factor that I don't see brought up as much in K-pop documentaries. So I wanted to mention it first. But the second category is practice. Now we chose Fearless by SSERAFIM as our dance song, and we chose Wide Awake by Katy Perry as our vocal. Fearless was chosen because it focuses on clean lines and precision, as well as a bunch of other like dance basics. It wasn't going to be too complicated, but it was still going to be very challenging. I chose Wide Awake for one very specific reason, and that's because Lovell told me she did not believe she could belt. She thought her voice was too airy, that it got too light as she got higher, and that she was going to be forever restricted to this kind of softer, lower tone. And although it's very pretty on her, I really wanted to try to change this perception of herself. And I don't want to brag too much, but you'll never guess who started belting by the end of the week. And it was not because of me. I didn't magically do anything. I just helped her try to access that part of herself, and she sounds so good for someone who's just started belting. Like, it's kind of crazy. Oh, I forgot to mention this. We had like no time. So the average training camp lasts 6 to 8 hours a day, right? We have barely half that. We had no time. Which means instead of 40 to 50 hours over the course of the 6 days like you would get in most training camps, we had a grand total of 28, which sounds like a lot until you realize that 7 of those hours were spent just conditioning, not going over any performance. And 3 more of those hours were spent being stuck in Atlanta traffic, going either from her house to the studio or vice versa. So we have more like 18 hours, which is not a lot of time. K-pop groups spend months perfecting these dances before they're even close to being shown to the general public. And for an even starker contrast, the training camp I went to last year, for the first 2.5 to 3 days, we were learning the choreo. In the last 2.5 days, we spent cleaning it. One of those days, we ran from 7 a.m. to almost 5 p.m. I'm saying this to say that I'm just extremely proud of her, because despite not knowing of this time crunch, even though I definitely did, and I was like losing my mind trying to make sure we weren't falling behind this week because of how tight everything was, she adapted and she did her very best, and I'm just so proud of her for that. For the first 4 days, me and her, we worked our jobs during the morning, and then we practiced from 6 p.m. until 10 p.m. every day. On Friday and Saturday, I went and I stayed the night at her house to, be more efficient, if you will, with our time. And in this time, I started to feel a tugging in my heart. The cautious optimism that I have come to associate with making potential friends. See, it's not that I don't want friends or that I don't already have them, but when your life looks like mine, you often don't have the time for them at all. You know, I wake up, I go to work, I film, I train, I sleep. Rinse and repeat. When all your friends want to work or do work in the same industry as you, it's amazing because you all likely met working on a project and you were all so passionate about it. And there's something so special that I can't put into words how special that feeling is to connect with someone on that level. But when that project ends, so does all the time you had with them. Now that time you previously spent working with your friends, it's spent working on something else. You've moved on. It's a different project. So you go from 8 to 10 hours with people to once every few months with them. And I won't lie, when the bubble does burst and you do slow down, it feels lonely. Despite this, I get attached to people. I care way too fast. After spending a day with someone, they're my bestie, and I could not imagine. It's inconceivable for me to think of them not in my life until they're not anymore. But throughout this training process, in between the hard hours that we put in, between the sweat and the tears, we discussed our interests. We realized how much we had in common. We dressed up, we binge watched trashy reality TV shows together. We laughed, we cried. And by the time I was driving home Sunday, I realized that even though we started this training program between two people who met through a professional lens, we walked out as two girls, born 20 days apart, who had the same dream. I'm proud of you.
This is like our actual first hug.
I'm really proud.
I'm proud of both of us. Yeah.
It's really hard, and we did it.
And we did the damn thing. We rolled with the punches, literally. This is a good thumbnail, actually.
No, I am. I'm really proud of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. This week was a lot. First step done.
Step one done.
Step one done. And I think that's truly special. If you do want a deeper dive into the day-to-day of what this looked like and her overall experience, I highly suggest following her on all her social media for when she releases her own personal account and vlogs of this week and this experience, because her time during this was so completely different from my own. Because I had to take on more of a mentor trainer role versus just training this time. So yeah, that's what the week looked like. It was a lot, but without further ado, my name is Lena. I still want to be in a girl group, and I will see you soon.